You may ask yourself, what's so important about accessibility? Why should I care? If you work in education, then accessibility issues affect you. Law, such as the Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act created in 2005, or Section 508 if you live in the United States, may impact on your work as you create course materials for teaching purposes. As well, many other countries have laws regarding accessibility. You also need to consider the fact that it is a basic human right for everyone to have access to information and learning. As an educator, it is a sound pedagogical practice to make your course materials accessible. When learning is accessible, everyone benefits, not just people with disabilities. Mobile learning is becoming an issue for educators. Intertwined with mobile learning issues are accessibility issues. Educators need to consider physical access to the tools associated with mobile learning, such as cell phones, laptops, netbooks, tablet PCs such as Apple's new iPod. Educators also need to consider accessibility issues associated with using media on mobile devices. YouTube is a prime example of video that people access online every day. People also access audio information like podcasts via mobile devices. Learning management systems like Moodle are text-heavy as well. Online articles and e-books are text-based. Websites can contain a mixture of text, audio, and video. Thankfully, in terms of access, mobile tools tend to be very adaptable because the manufacturers have to follow industry guidelines. These guidelines are law and consumer-driven. For example, cell phones contain a wide variety of adaptability features. Many phones contain such tools as voice recognition, voice commands, audible and tactile feedback for buttons, TTY mode for deaf and speech-impaired people, text messaging, adjustable text, a backlight display for increased visibility, various designs such as flip, block, etc. for easier handling, shortcut keys, predictive text input, and much more. If you are interested, I recommend going to the website on this slide for more information. As you can see from the charts on these slides, Windows 7, which runs on PC laptops, has a variety of accessibility tools. They range from an ease of access center to captions. I won't list them all, you can read them for yourself. Apple's new tablet PC, the iPad, has built-in accessibility features. These include VoiceOver, Zoom, closed captioning, white text on a black background, and the triple-click home feature. Again, if you wish to learn more about the accessibility features of the iPad, I recommend going to the website on this slide. Since access to mobile tools is left in the hands of manufacturers, educators need to consider the issues surrounding access to the media that people download onto mobile tools. We go online every day and access websites. Websites raise their own set of accessibility issues. Many website designers are trying to, or are required by law, to conform to the standards set by the Web Accessibility Initiative, or WIA. If you wish to learn more about the Web Accessibility Initiative, go to the website on this slide. As mentioned by André's presentation, there is a problem with different media formats on the World Wide Web. The WAI is pushing for standardization of formats as an accessibility issue. Thanks to the features associated with Web 2.0, people are no longer passive viewers of information on websites. We now have the capability to interact with the World Wide Web in a way we never have before. This means that many people who put media on the web are not professionals. These people often do not adhere to any standards involving media development. YouTube videos are a prime example of people creating their own media and uploading it to the World Wide Web. Sadly, many of these people are ignorant of accessibility issues and give no thought to making their media accessible. It's been my experience that educators who work in post-secondary settings are caught by what I could call push-pull factors. If these professors understand or are aware of accessibility issues, they feel the push try to make their media more accessible. But they are caught by the pull that comes from a lack of resources, namely time and money. As a result, professors often do what I call the quick and dirty solution, and then hope that they do not have any students with disabilities on their courses. If professors do get a student with special needs in their classroom or in their online course, they contact the university's Office of Disability Services for help. The student's access to the courses and course materials becomes the disabled student services problem, not the professors. We've learned that the tools we use to access learning via mobile, such as cell phones, laptops and netbooks, already have built-in adaptability features. This means that the problem lies within the media that we are accessing online. Or simply put, we need to make online media more accessible. When it comes to creating solutions to accessibility media online, we need to consider the following. It's a fact that it is easier and cheaper in the long run to create media based on universal design principles upfront, then to backtrack and try to make it accessible later. Let's avoid the so-called fix-it-later solution, which costs more money in the long run. The same information can be offered in a variety of formats, such as video, audio and text. When teaching or designing a course, ask yourself, why are you using this media? Is it really necessary? Are there other media available that is more accessible and teaches the same information? Consider other solutions. For example, YouTube offers automatic captioning for videos. This feature uses voice recognition software. While this solution isn't perfect as the results produced by the voice recognition software are often unpredictable, it isn't a bad starting point, and it's also free. You should also consider adding audio descriptions for the blind to your videos as a podcast or separate audio track. Be aware that web content accessibility and mobile web issues overlap. Refer to the Web Accessibility Initiative for solutions. Consider creating a text transcript for any audio media such as podcasts. Finally, if you work for an educational institution, you can remind and lobby administration about accessibility issues. Tell them that individuals who create the media used in mobile learning need access to resources to make the media more accessible. This shouldn't be optional. It should be a requirement. When the Government of Ontario created the Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act in 2005, its goal was to create a barrier-free Ontario by 2025. This law is the first of its kind in Canada. Under this legislation, the Government of Ontario will be authorized to develop, implement, and enforce mandatory accessibility standards. Ask yourself, which Canadian province will be next to implement a Disabilities Act? Will it be yours? And what do you want to be doing when this happens?